Sue with SMB Jewelry Designs. Welcome to my channel and welcome back for previous viewers. My channel, if you've been watching, has a lot of different kind of crafty sort of stuff on it, and I like to try different new things and learn from other folks, but also share my learnings with all of you because as we all know, it can take a lot of trial and error to get to the right place. And there's a lot of things that I wish I knew when I was doing some stuff. And although there's great YouTube tutorials out there, sometimes it's hard to find the really good ones. Some of them just show you the end product or show you little clips of how they make it, but they don't really share with you what the kind of struggles were that they were experiencing as they were working through their craft. So that's what this channel does. And the reason I'm here face to face with you today is not because I'm just going to talk to you, but I do want to share some tips that I learned recently. Now, I do make jewelry, and I use a lot of wire to make my jewelry. And if you're using copper or sterling silver, fine silver wire or chains, you know, of course, that any true metal, with the exception of gold, tarnishes. So I wanted to talk to you about my experience with working with those metals and working with doing a age look to them. So what that's often referred to as oxidization, or you might even hear it referred to as a patina. Basically, it's all the same thing. It's changing the exterior of the metal to make it look aged. And that aging process can be sped up by using, there's a few different ways you can do it, but the primary way and the way I'm going to be talking about today is liver of sulfur. Liver of sulfur is a chemical that will help you age your metal. So, as you saw in the title of this video, this is 5 tips that you would need to know before you want to do any sort of patina to your metal, and things that I wish I had known ahead of time. So with that said, I'm going to start with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is make sure, I'm looking at my notes, make sure that you clean your wire or your metal. It may sound really like a no-brainer, or you may think, why, I'm just doing this or that with it. But any sort of solutions or patinas that you might add to your wire or to your jewelry will react with oils and dirt and other substances that can be coming in contact with those metals. Primarily finger oils, residues that you might have on your hands from working with other things. All of those things need to be cleaned up. Down in the description box below, I'm going to have a link to a wonderful lady, and I hope I say her name right. If I don't, I will put it up here on the screen as I'm editing. I believe it's Door 44 Studios. She has an amazing tutorial about how to patina your jewelry, how to go through it step by step. She even has a little guide that comes with it. I love it. I just started using it last week. I came across her on YouTube. Loved her video. It was just so detailed. And I'm not doing this video because of anything that I found wrong with hers. It was just learnings that I came across as I was doing my own patinaing. And these were things that I didn't know that I kind of wish I had known beforehand. So I have done patina before. I have tried it on other pieces of jewelry and it's worked just fine, but I didn't necessarily follow all of the steps. First of all, I thought cleaning was just, basically warm water and soap. And it can be that simple, but there are ways to make homemade solutions that will clean your jewelry better than just soap and water. And it's typically things that you have right around the house. So I'm not going to go into great detail about any of these things. Just if you want to know more, I would recommend going out to her site and seeing the solutions that she uses. But I will say for sure that cleaning is key to getting a good patina, first and foremost. Secondly, what I want to refer to is the wire that you're using. So not all wires are created equally. craft wires that you buy in the store are often made out of a lot of different metals, so you may not get the patina that you think you're going to get. It may look like copper. It probably isn't, unless it says that it's 99% pure copper. If you do want to patina something, see if you can check into who the wire manufacturer was. Generally speaking, I use wire that has a coating on it. I'm just grabbing one of them here. So I like to use, I hope that shows up on camera, yeah, Parawire. A lot of folks use Parawire. It's amazing. There's an enamel coating on most of their wires, and they clearly indicate that on their website. And that enamel coating is going to prevent you from getting a patina. So whatever you have here in your hand is what it's going to look like when you're done. The enamel coating is there to protect the wire, to keep the finish. So if it's bright copper, it's going to stay bright copper. If it's a silver color, it's going to stay a silver color, unless you nick it or scratch it. So check out the wire you're using first, make sure there's no coating on it. If it's sterling silver, there shouldn't be any coating on it. If it's fine silver, there shouldn't be any coating on it. And if it says pure copper, usually it'll say something like 99% pure. There's no coating on that either. But check it, because it can be frustrating to think that you're going to finish your piece and then find out that you can't patina it because it has an enamel coat on it. So that leads me to step number 3, or tip number 3, I should say. Know what kind of patina you're going to get with the wire that you're using. Gold does not patina. Silver, as I stated, does, and depending on the kind of silver, it will patina different ways. So you may get a rainbow effect, you may get a really dark, almost black antique look to it. Copper will typically turn a very dark color. It may even go black, and that's what you want it to do, because then you're going to polish it afterwards. And brass and bronze, I think it is, both have a different finishes, or both have a different patina outcome as well, but they will patina. So just be aware. Typically you wouldn't want a patina gold, although you might like it. You might want to bring out the highlights and something, but just know that it won't. So make sure you know what kind of a patina you're going to get after the fact, and make sure that it's what you were going for before you decide to age or oxidize your piece of jewelry. Next, the solution that's used, and that kind of leads me to the tools and so forth. So I have a whole basket of tools that I keep handy for doing my patina. I just put this together the other day. Door 44 Studios has, like I said, an amazing list of all the stuff that you'll need to do it, things to keep on hand and things to be aware of. But the one thing that I want to call out, and this was something that I definitely did not know. I think I threw the other bottle away. But I had gone to a local craft store and bought a little bottle of patina solution. Excuse me. And when I first got it home, I tried it and it did absolutely nothing. So I was very disappointed with that. I was hoping I could just cut the process down. So I did go out and buy actual liver of sulfur. And this is dry liver of sulfur. And it came in this little bucket. It has directions on the side. It tells you everything. Now, I'm looking at this very quickly. And the reason I'm looking at it and the reason I'm reading this on camera to you guys is it gives you directions on how to use it. It tells you what it patinas. It tells you the dangers of it because it is a chemical. So it gives you all the precautionary stuff. What it fails to tell you, I'm just going to open it up and show you, but if you haven't seen it before, it's not going to matter anyway. Basically, what it doesn't tell you is this stuff gets old. I've had this for quite a while, and I pulled it out last week to do some patina, and lo and behold, it did not work at all. I got absolutely no reaction. So I was all set. I was all happy to do my patinaing. I had everything together. I had the list. I had the steps, and I put my liver of sulfur in my water, and I mixed it all up, and I got it all ready, and nothing happened. And I was terribly disappointed because I was so excited to get this done and actually go through all the steps. So if you are using chunk or dry liver of sulfur, beware that it ages. And if you have it fresh, you'll notice it has kind of a rocky look to it. Like, it doesn't look like it's dried out, I guess is the best way to say it. When I opened this container up, I knew immediately when I looked at it that something looked off. It started to have a gray tone to it, and the edges looked kind of odd and kind of chalky. And that should have been my first clue, but I thought, well, you know, it'll still work, and it didn't work at all. I even put more in, and the fact that it didn't smell like it used to smell should have been a clue as well. I had opened a door to get fresh air in so that I wouldn't be bogged down with the smell of sulfur, because it will smell like sulfur. But I didn't need to worry about it because it didn't even smell anymore. So with that said, I did go out and buy a new solution. The extended life gel liver of sulfur solutions that they have on the market nowadays are wonderful. They work really well. From what I've heard, I haven't tested it yet, so hopefully at the end of this video, I will show what the results were that I got from this process. That way you can see how it works and that the extended life gel did work. I even looked at the instructions that came with it, and it doesn't say that there's any real end of life. It's made specifically so it has an extended life, and that should have been my first clue as well, but again, it wasn't even something I thought about. So that's just another thing to be aware of. And that brings me to my final thing, and I think I'm going to pause here just for a second because I have to find, oh no, I don't have to pause, it's right here. So as I explained last week, I had tried to do some patina, and I had done it on a few different pieces. Whoops, I have the dropsies today, sorry guys. This was a piece that I had done a patina on quite some time ago. I don't know if that's going to focus. I hope it does. It's trying to focus on my face. And it turned out all right. It wasn't my best job, obviously, because I didn't follow the steps that I should have followed. So, although it didn't turn out great, it still worked. So I guess that's my point. And I didn't even think anything about it. This was a piece that I tried to patina last week. And although it looks pretty still, it didn't get the aged look. If anything, because I left it in the solution for as long as I could, it began to kind of turn the wire a little bit of a, it's definitely not bright copper anymore. It's more of a, I don't even know how to explain it. So I'm going to try to do the patina again and then clean it and polish it and see what happens. But as you saw, those two pieces look just fine. Now, what I'm getting to is the next couple of pieces. So this was, or is, a piece that I did, and the stone that's in here is lapis lazuli, and it's a beautiful dark stone, usually with pyrite flakes in it. And although this stone looks okay, I'm very happy, honestly, that my liver of sulfur solution was not the best and actually didn't work, because the liver of sulfur and the cleaning solutions that you use on your pieces affect certain stones. If you're using glass, or if you're using like a cubic zirconia, Swarovski crystals should be okay, but again, I would check. I'm not going to give you an exhaustive list here of what will be okay and what won't be okay, but just know that your hard things like your glass, your quartz, agates, jaspers, all of those really, really hard minerals should be fine. Softer ones, I knew turquoise not to do because I had read a lot about that. Turquoise is a very soft stone and it won't react very well to those chemicals. I was not aware of I was not aware of lapis until like literally right before I filmed this video. So I'm actually really glad, although I can see a little bit of the pitting because the stone is softer and more porous. I can see a little pitting. I'm not even going to try to. You might be able to see just a little bit of it there. It's not terrible, but I can definitely see it, especially where the wire was touching the stone. All right, so this next piece, this is called septarian, and I don't know how familiar some of you folks are with septarian, but septarian is a very, very pretty stone. I wish I had a sample of it here in its raw form, but I don't think I do at the moment. In any case, what it did to my piece here was it took the polish completely off the stone. I never gave it, well, I shouldn't say that. I did think about it, but I wasn't concerned, didn't look it up, didn't even investigate. And this high gloss, beautiful, beautiful stone now has no polish whatsoever left to it. So my last and final kind of tip is be sure that you know what you're working with. Understand your wires, understand the stones or whatever material it is that you're using before you patina. If you feel like you want to patina your wire, you may want to create a piece that you can do the patina and then set the stone afterwards. Some of these types of wire wraps, it's kind of hard to do that. However, if I was going to do this again, I just wouldn't patina it. I would leave it as is. So what I'm going to do with this one, sorry, I'm picking steel wool, I can see on my piece, I'm trying to pick it out. Sorry, you have my attention again. So what I'm going to do with this piece is I do have polishing equipment. I do have a Dremel and I also have a polishing wheel. So I am going to take and try to use my Dremel, and with polishing compound, I'm going to try to bring the polish back to this because you can see it took it off all of the stone. If I'm not happy with how that works after I'm all done, I'm going to take it out of the setting and hand polish it on my wheel and reset it. So it may or may not end up with the setting that it's in right now. So more to come there, but I'll try to show the results. If I don't get a chance to get this done before this Instagram or before this YouTube post goes up, I will try to show it on my Instagram. So if you guys are interested in seeing what it looks like after I tried to polish it, I'll share it there if I don't put it in this video. So that does it. I wanted to keep this kind of short and it ended up being a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but in any case, I really think it's important to know what you're working with and to make sure you have the right materials before you start doing anything as far as oxidizing or aging things, because you are working with chemicals. They can impact whatever it is that you're working on, and they may damage your piece as you're working on it. The wire will be fine, but the material that you have set in it may not be. So be very aware of that. I was not aware of that to the best extent that I should have been. If I had gone with my gut and I had checked it out, I would have known and I wouldn't have patinaed this. So we live and we learn. So I'll see if I can fix it. Anyway, that's the end of it. Just wanted to share that information with you. I just hope you find it helpful. I hope it's something that can save you maybe some issues in the future. Take care. If you liked this video and you want to see more like this for people that are new to stuff, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and we'll be back with another one soon. Take care. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye, everyone.